Happy hump day, Johnny.
What's up, Danny? Big day
Kind of a special
today.
day
Yes, sir.
for a few reasons. First off,
Okay.
it's our
Well,
100th episode. So,
whoa.
100 times
That's
we've sat
crazy.
here staring at screens, talking to all of you. Big thanks to all the Hulahans out there. We got a special
Yes.
surprise for you if you hang out till the
Oh,
end of the episode today.
oh,
Maybe a little
cliffhanger.
giveaway or something. I don't know.
Hey.
Hang out with us.
All right.
And there's something else going on. The Bureau of Conveyances is closed because it is what day in Hawaii?
It is Prince Kuhio Day. Man,
Who the
Prince
guy?
Kuhio brought Prince Kuhio like to party because he loved to party. Paina. But he's also very, very respected in the world of hula because that's how we party. Is we have hula too. So it's a big deal there. So I
Right
believe
on.
that he was the Merry Monarch. That's what
So I
he's known
read
for.
I read two interesting things about him. One was he's only one of two people in our country that we celebrate royalty. The other one being King Kamehameha,
Hmm.
a day that they have. And then the second was he was basically given credit for starting Hawaiian homelands.
Love that about him too.
That was
It
his thing.
is and we I don't know if we've delivered in the spirit that Prince Kuhio wanted it done, quite frankly. So you're involved in a deal right now. How long is that thing taking to get you closed?
I think we're on 3 months so far, and we don't even have the stamp
The
yet to
stamp,
start when they actually start
bureaucracy,
the genealogy search to ensure that they're 50% Hawaiian.
insanity.
So
Do rates fluctuate within a 6 month period? How do we even budget for that?
slightly.
Yeah.
Do
What's the
prices
financing that
change?
they're using? Are they going through Hawaiian Homeland or Office of Hawaiian Affairs, or is it just like American
No, they
Savings?
yeah, some random lender, broker,
Got it.
something. Yeah,
Very interesting.
it is
Yes,
all kinds of interesting.
Department of Hawaiian Homelands. God, my mom's 80 years old. She's been on that list her entire life. They try to grease her, give her 100,000, say, hey, we'll call it even. So it's a wonderful, wonderful gift. And like I said, it just hasn't been delivered. It's so long
Yeah,
between developments. This land sits there. They throw around big numbers, 600 million towards Department of Hawaiian Homes land. I'm like, well, there's probably only 600 of us Hawaiians left. Just give us $1 million. Anyway, that's a bad vein for
just
the hump
give it.
day.
Well, sometimes you gotta just speak what it is, and I
If
mean,
it's
6 to 8 months
polarizing,
to
let
get a
it be
deal
it.
done. Well, I
Yep.
mean, let's say how crazy. I mean, we had a client reach out yesterday about a Hawaiian Homelands listing, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
this particular owner basically clapped back and said, "My property just appraised for 550,000, but I want 775."
Amazing, isn't it?
So yeah, just
Do
kind of
you see
interesting.
do you see how leasehold has a function though? Because we do a lot of like workforce housing and
Yeah.
I've shared my opinions about that, right? In the past, literally, so 50%, if you're a developer, 50% of your development must be sold to workforce housing, which means you are going to take a loss because you are going to price the homes based off of what they are not making compared to the median income. So that's how they price them out, right? And then in the past, they didn't have any kind of deed restrictions. So it's always done on a lottery because there's way more interest than there are places to go around. And these people steal a place, pick them up. Kahoma Village, good example, right across the street from Baby Beach, right there in the Mala area of Lahaina. Those homes, the homes themselves, sold for 600,000 to 700,000, and then within a matter of 3 years, became $2 million.
Wow.
Amazing for that workforce housing family. But the problem with that is it becomes regular housing when they go to sell it. So how do you
Yep.
keep the mechanics of that where you say you don't want to build, but that's your process of affordable housing, right? And I think it is commanding the land. But
It
it
makes sense.
involves a bureaucracy once again, and those will probably take 6 months or less. Let's jump into the Hulahan, Danny.
Yeah, speaking of bureaucracy, I read in
Yeah.
Mayor Bisson's budget reveal that one of the things he wants to do is create a county-owned ferry company.
Mhm.
So
Well,
I
they're looking at
don't
buying
know
Lahaina
about that.
Expeditions. Well, that's what it is, though. They're looking at buying Lahaina Expeditions because it wants to get out of business, and then they want to create one for Molokai because Molokai is struggling right now. If you don't have private boats to take you in and out, I mean, you cannot count on the flights there because if they're not empty, they're not going to burn the gas, or if they're not full, they're not going to burn the gas. So it'll be interesting. I think, I mean, in terms of infrastructure and, bus systems, I'm interested to see it happen. I do want the Lahaina expeditions to continue because if it doesn't, I mean, again, it's tough to fly over to Lanai. That's why Larry Ellison literally created an airplane business that gets his people from Oahu over to his island.
There it is. There it is.
Hawaii problems,
Well,
guys.
well, today's Wednesday, so we usually
Yeah.
talk about kind of market insights.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people ask us like what is going on in the market. And I think it's not really an accurate or fair question because most of the time when they ask that, we they get general answers, right? Here's what's going on in the condo market, which
Or they get
includes everything.
data, just data.
Yeah, which includes everything from like a montage $8 million condo to a Wailea Point $30 million condo, and then a Harbor Lights $200,000 condo, and it's just an average,
Yep.
and so that doesn't really give you a lot of information. Or
Nope.
houses, you're going from $65 million on Keawakapu to 600,000-700,000 Hawaiian homelands
Happy
in
Valley.
Lahaina,
Yeah. Yep.
in Happy Valley, and so it
Yep.
doesn't necessarily give you uh, whatever your situation is that's listening to this, whether you're an interested party looking to sell, or maybe you're thinking about buying something one day, or maybe you're just curious about the market, these sort of statistics don't really give you a lot of insight. Versus if we talk something more like micro markets, micro market being like specific residential condos in North Kihei versus hotel zone condos in Lahaina versus houses up country, or what's going on in Maui Meadows or Wailuku Heights or Pineapple Hill, some of the specific neighborhoods, then you start to understand data and kind of what's going on in the market in that like micro market more so.
Mm.
So that's kind of what I've been pondering for today. And I mean, especially highlighting sort of Napili Villas, where we've had a listing where we just accepted an offer. Congratulations to our client. But that was an interesting deal to be a part of, to let it see it sit, to do many things, the price reductions, and something that was moving very quickly for so long is suddenly like stalled out.
Well, it's a great topic to kind of start out with, Danny, with that particular one, because it really shows how markets do move, right? So our seller is somebody that I'm familiar with. He occasionally, using his resources, will pick up what he calls a project. And so he'll buy something on the courthouse steps. It's a true foreclosure. And then he'll do a flip with it. And so we had a discussion about the market when he was going to capture the property. And at that particular time, the market was insane because the fires had happened and now time had passed enough to where people were getting insurance money. And now the market was hyper competitive in certain price ranges on homes and condos. And so I shared with him my opinion at that particular time. Well, then 3 months happens, right? And during that time, we noticed it when we listed our home in Kahana Ridge. We priced it to where we thought, okay, people are going to just fight over this thing. And that's when I first noticed, holy cow, this is changing. So what was that, August?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it? Right around in there, right? And so that's where it's like, oh, wow, man, this market's all of a sudden changing. How do you predict that? Like, I always want to learn from these things, right? So what do I do with the next time that this happens? If I'm ever in this situation, what can I learn? Don't know, man. I mean, all the advice was coming from the past. Fires was what everybody was using as like an example of this is what'll happen to Maui. Literally had people that would come here and say, hey, I've been through the Paradise Fires. Here's what you can expect. Prices popped 20% over in Truckee and all these other areas that were allegedly close by, right? And we did watch that happen, but that's why I was saying the market's giving me whiplash. COVID stopped. And then all of a sudden we sold everybody's house that came over here and sheltered in place. And then that market was slowly dying. Fires happen. You think, oh my God, another crash. But no, it causes the market to flare once again. And then because of the fires, we have Bisson come out with the best of intentions, make comments that completely throw the condo market into disarray and chaos. And so really for me, Danny, the market is fine when it comes to houses and vacant homes. And what I mean by that is that inventory is the only way that you can kind of have an idea about what's going on with markets. And it comes down to the law of supply and demand. And right now, supply and demand is still there for houses. In my opinion, as long as they're priced around $1 million, and if they have some rentability, that's still a hot ticket. I still feel that luxury second homes in certain price ranges are going as well. And then also
And
just
certain
luxury
neighborhoods.
in general. I mean, that Halama that came out, set 1,400 square feet or 1,600 square feet, not a big house, but a big lot, half an acre, beautiful pool, ocean front, gigantic pool, right? That thing sat on the market for all of a week and went for 6.2. So where the market is dying or deadish is the condo market. And unfortunately, everything is thrown in there. Although the real chaos is from the Minatoya list condos. When I dive through inventory, that is the vast majority of condos that sit on the market. Why do they sit, Danny? We talk about it every day. How do they price them? They
They're
price
still
them just
pricing
like
like
everything
320.
is normal. Yeah, although the mayor has said things, and then there has been votes, and then there's still action. And I don't think that they'll take a vast majority of these condos off the market, but which ones? How do you direct your clients, right? Well, you tell them the truth. You disclose to them. And then you say, is it worthwhile for you to take this risk? Because if it is, I'm on your side.
Might be.
Here's all the risks that you need to know. If you don't want to be risky, then you need to look at hotel if vacation rental is going to be important to you, right? And I still
That's it.
feel that after this, my opinion is the ones that survive this Minatoya list action and then, get so the best thing would be for what Bisson said to now make them all hotel. Because anything
Okay.
else, any other title to them, basis, it's still going to have that kind of tarnish to it, you know? Maybe they could do this again. That's what my head would be thinking about that particular group of condos.
Exactly.
So
Make them
right now,
hotels.
guys, demand has died for condos, although I'm experiencing some life to it, right? And the fact that we sold a residential condo to somebody that's going to use it as a residence, not as a second home, is huge for me, right?
Hmm.
And I believe that has to do with the dip in rates. And I've read things where, whatever you feel about Trump, he is our president and he is making things happen. So we need to be aware. I've read things where basically Trump comes out and makes these crazy comments about tariffs because it does throw chaos in the markets and it causes people to skip from stocks over into bonds. And that's actually causing our interest rates to lower.
Hmm.
And this may be being done on purpose is what I'm reading. So whatever it is, it's happening because I'm being told the Fed's not going to cut this year. Then you hear maybe they will. I've heard rates being prognosticated since 2023. Here's what's going to happen in 2024. Well, it didn't happen, so it's going to happen in 2025. Well, this is what's going to happen. So there's prognostications for you, right?
There it is.
What else
You just don't know.
what are you seeing? Yeah, what are you seeing? Anything that you have comments on, Danny?
Well, I'm kind of looking at where we have another listing, Harbor Lights,
Yeah.
and it's a residential complex, probably on the low end of the budget, very local
Question.
spot. And 3 months into the year, we've had one pending listing, nothing closed so far. There's 9 active listings in the complex. So something there, I mean, we're talking 175 to 300,000, somewhere in that range. Those typically moved pretty quickly, no matter what market. I mean, there was always someone looking to buy, looking to invest, looking to rehab, looking to flip. that sort of thing, it's kind of gone on a standstill. We haven't got any calls, any texts, anything on our listing. Probably one of the nicer listings that I've seen in that building, and all
These
the other
things rent
listings,
too.
not a whole lot. Yeah, they
Two
rent
bedroom will bring it. The 2 bedroom will bring
about
it
a
$3,000.
about a 10% cap rate on
It
something
really
like
is,
this. So kind of
because
interesting,
there's advantages to long-term rentals in the tax basis. It's huge. But anyway, sorry.
and it's going to continue. Bisson put it in his budget that that was going to continue as is, so that that tax credit is still available. But yeah, I just wanted to. I mean, we could highlight a bunch of different places, but I just kind of wanted to highlight these couple as just like a case study, if you will. And so, if you're listening to this and you own in one of these complexes, or you're looking to buy somewhere and you want like a more in-depth insight into that micro market, drop it in the comments. We'd love to talk about it. If it's in Maui Meadows, if it's upcountry, if it's in your favorite neighborhood in West Maui, if it's your favorite condo complex down in Wailea, whatever it is, we can kind of look at it and dissect it and share with you kind of what we see is happening.
We would love to have targeted conversations. It would be amazing. Tell us what you need. I mean, literally, help us help you with content.
That's it. And if it's
Yeah.
just you're curious and want some information, that's totally cool. A lot of people don't make a decision to move forward with their Maui dreams until they've done adequate research and understand and figure out and discover, and that's what we're here for.
Keep an eye out for those guys that are interested in, condos that they can rent out here. The classic, we always hear it from Seattle, Northern California. John, we're going to come and retire on Maui. But what that means is I'm still going to live in Seattle. I'm going to come over there when the weather's crappy and I'm going to hang out in Maui. But I don't know what to do with this condo for the other 9 months while I'm enjoying my home back in Seattle. So I would like to rent it. So that's the classic, I'm going to retire on Maui when you're coming from one of our feeder markets. You're not moving over here full time, right? And
Most people are
so,
not.
yeah. So I kind of forgot where I was going with that. But we are, I was going to say, Danny, I like the ideas that we're having. We'll bring on our guy, Corey, who's our master for doing condo financing. And then I like the idea of bringing Kevin on here. If that's what you're looking to do, retire on Maui in the style that I just said, keep an eye out because we're going to start adding some content there, helping you understand what the nuances is, what does it look like for professional management, etc. So slow news
Right
day
on.
today, no sold because it is Prince Kuhio Day. So that's why we blathered on for a little longer, but let's jump into the actual numbers here,
Let's
Danny.
zip on through them.
Let's do this and let's get you to bed, Danny.
Oof.
How long what have you been doing? 4 hours of sleep the last 3 days while you've been doing that
Yep.
conference for us?
Oh, conference
So
actions, 20-hour days,
conferences,
no big deal.
yeah, it's minor. Conferences in Orlando, what is it compared to Hong Kong time?
12 hours behind.
Ouch. Oh, the wrong way.
Yeah,
All right. I got it all set up here, Danny. I think we're
let's biz
good.
them.
Let's go, man.
Zippity
First
doo.
guy up here today. Look at that. Wailea Golf Estates. Dude, this thing must have no view because that's actually a value. Built in 85. But man, these golf estates bring all the money. God, that view does not suck. Holy cow. 4.5 for 2732 square feet. Well, there's why, Danny. This is a motivated seller, guys. How do you know? I'm barely 3 months in and I've already dropped this thing 900. I want this thing to move. I am waving my hand saying, please come and buy me. That's a great one. I mean, so Danny, what's the alternative here? Well, Ho'ole, if I want to have a vacation rentable condo in Wailea, right?
That's the
And
alternative. Yep.
you're going to spend, so there's your rentability. You can have a house in Maui, in Wailea Golf Estates, or you can have a vacation rentable condo going to cost you just about the same amount of money. That's a cute one, man. That's a deal. That is a deal, Danny. Kauhale Makai, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Here is a great example of what we're talking about. Kauhale Makai is zoned apartment, so it is in danger. We know people that live there full time, so it could definitely act as an apartment. And they started this listing out at $899. So we like Kauhale Makai because, when you live on the west side, you do deal with sea level rise. And they have a nice buffer between them and the actual ocean. Kauhale Makai is very, very popular, but it's on the Minatoya list. And that's why places hang out. Oh, this guy came right back on the market here, did he?
Back on the market.
It's always the kiss of death, dude. The thing goes in. Well, didn't go in that quickly, but man, 20 days in, that's right at the, well, I don't know what contingency they were on, dude.
Probably 3-week J1.
Maybe. Anyway, back in the market. If you missed it, guys, that is a deal for oceanfront in Hawaii. We talked about it, getting in and out. Maybe, you take some patience there because, we call that road right there the Pali, and it can get a little congested. Panoilani Apartments, $595, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, was $630. This person's also saying, "Come by me." That's actually a nice value for Kalama, man.
Not bad.
Nope. So, hey, Kekona Place looks very Makawawish to me, and it is.
Sure does.
So fresh to the market, $1,099,000 for 988 square feet. Keep an eye on it. I think, I was going to say that seems aspirational, but there's why, huh? Redone in 2025. Let's see what they've redone. Well, so it looks like they slapped some countertops on that everybody likes with that kind of marble look onto some original cabinets and maybe upgraded the appliances. The tile does not look to be updated. So I don't know about that one. We'll keep an eye on it, Danny, but it is, close to that $1 million mark, up country. 1 bathroom, man. Can you imagine that life back then, Danny?
It's tough now. I had some friends that were sharing a house up in Pukalani in a 3-1. They both had kids, and that was an adventure.
Dude, Daddy's going to go poo-poo. Oh, no. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Kanapali Shores. It is a classic. There's lots of amenities. It is like owning in a hotel. I mean, there's everything in there. $1,288,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Fees are $2,494. This is decorated in the classic Aston style right there, guys. Does have central AC. Everything is included in this, if I remember correctly, including electricity at that 2,500 mark. So those make great rentals there, guys. Mahana Ridge action here, Danny. What's the lot number? Can't see it, but 1,349,000. Our folks did really well up there. I'm excited for them. Ma'alai Yacht Marina, 365, Danny. That's not bad, man. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. They're strictly residential. It looks like that is the view. You'll pay $625 a month for your maintenance fees, water, sewer, trash. You'll pay an additional $672. So in the world of maintenance fees, you're looking at what, $1,300 a month, and you own it till 2043, where they may extend the lease or sell you the fee. It's in the Ting Family Trust. 2029 is going to be the renegotiation date, guys. So that's when you can expect the 672 to go up. 1 day on the market or 0 days on the market. I think that one's going to move, Danny. I like that price range. How about you?
I like it.
Yep. So here we go. Kanapali Vista. So this is a little tucked away little hood in Kanapali Hillside. 4.15 coming right out the gates at $1,000 a foot. That's a bigger house, man. 6-bedroom, 5-bath, kind of curves around a pool, it looks like. Redone in 2024, so it does show beautifully. Yeah, big house.
Big house, big kitchen.
Lots good size, 1/4 acre lot. So we'll keep an eye on that one there. This guy they've been trying to sell for a minute, huh? Hakuhale Place. Have they done anything different with the price, Danny? Let's take a look here. A little steal. Yeah, a little bit. Somebody else got the listing now. But yeah, been trying since 2024, 1.6. Well, here's why, Danny. These guys just paid $1,445,000 in 2023, and now they already want out. And they're willing to take a loss.
No, they're losing money.
Very, very interesting, huh? That's what happens sometimes here on Maui, though. Villas at Kealani.
Don't always win.
Yep, coming back at $1,249,000. Was this one that canceled that somebody wasn't able to get rid of? I seem to remember that paint scheme. Nope, Sold this guy back in 2019 for $700. So we like this neighborhood, guys. We love Kealani. These are strictly residential. It is central Maui, so different vibes than your typical tourist areas. It is super convenient. If you're, maybe a person that's looking to be close by to amenities like a hospital or the VA or Costco or Walmart or Target, this is your living right here. It's gated, it's private, it is gorgeous. Maintenance fees there, $1,000, which are not horrible for this day and age. Cancel this guy here. I mean, dude, people are paying $700 for 2 bedrooms, $500 for those two that sold just crazy style. You can see why they don't move at $950. Wow. So this guy went there, Danny. 1,795,000. I think we were chatting about this one yesterday.
Best deal in the world.
There it is. It's Gandhi. Here we go up in Sprecklesville, guys. Wow, man, this one did not last. Had the house in Ohana,
So quick.
3.195. Good job, Chelsea. That's it. That's all we got for the Hulahan today. Oh, I didn't stop sharing. I'll stop presenting. Or were you able to do that? Thanks.
You're good. You're good.
Ooh.
So that's it. In honor of 100th episode, we're going to give away $100.
Yeah.
You want quick cash, Venmo, Cash App, or your favorite restaurant on Maui? We'll get you a gift card. So first one to comment below this video, Hula100, takes the prize. So we appreciate you listening, following, hanging out with us, and we'd love to give away $100.
How do we get in touch with them, Danny? What should we have them do?
Just comment below, and then we'll drop our email address that you can send us an email, and we'll get contact information to exchange.
There it is.
Until next time, we'll see you on Aloha Friday.
Just giving away money here on Kuhio Day.
That's it.
Love you guys.
That's what we do.
Aloha.
Sometimes you get rewarded for watching YouTube videos.
That's what's up.